Not most effective do they beat the girls stand with the aid of using and video this female getting killed. They then lie approximately her motive of loss of life to her mom. In a latest interview with Grace on November 28, Salamander, mom of the now deceased, has validated a number of the instances surrounding her daughter's passing whilst nevertheless looking to piece collectively the overall picture, and the information are pretty shocking. Additionally, a police file has discovered that scientific employees tweeted Shanquella for hours earlier than she exceeded away, despite the fact that specifics surrounding her loss of life are nevertheless hazy. The loss of life certificates, on the alternative hand, well known shows that she exceeded very rapidly after struggling her wounds. So what occurred? And who's accountable for causing such violence on Shanquella Robinson? Let's discover out, as her own circle of relatives and supporters push the government to perform an arrest warrant with inside the case. The mom of Shanquella Robinson, a North Carolina girl who died whilst on experience to Mexico with a collection of pals in overdue October, has given extra information about her loss of life to felony analyst Nancy Grace. According to reports, a meeting in Charlotte on Sat drew greater than 100 attendees, in which it's been discovered that Shanquella had 6 tour partners together along with her while she traveled heaps of miles to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, and shared a bill with them. However, supporters puzzled how the inquiry were dealt with from the outset and driven government to do so in opposition to them as quickly as possible. Not to say, for the duration of the interview, the mom diagnosed the attacker as detainee Jackson, who many had suspected from the outset with inside the viral video of her beating Shanquella. In addition, Salamander said that earlier than her daughter exceeded away, the combats video were making the rounds, which showed her issues concerning Shanquella's motive of loss of life. This changed into a Telecel smartphone name that I obtained that it changed into a combat, so the video needed to be out earlier than they without a doubt come return to Charlotte. So there may be a video on for human beings that do not recognize. There's a video that surfaced on social media. That's very disturbing. You visible this video. I recognize. Eventually, in line with the mom, a person positioned it on Facebook and a chum noticed it and forwarded it to the mom as a minimum days after Shanquella's loss of life on October 29. The partners had already left for North Carolina with the aid of using that point. In the viral video, Salamander additionally disclosed that her daughter likes to nap in her underwear and likely did so simply earlier than the attack. Not to overlook, Salamander appeared to be pretty blunt for the duration of the interview, the information of which have been lately shared with the aid of using Grace for the duration of a stay show. According to the mom, a person known as me and advised me earlier than they even arrived returned to Charlotte, North Carolina, that they have been over there preventing her. So I did not recognize how authentic it changed into. So once they were given returned in, Shanquella had exceeded, the video surfaced on Facebook and a person dispatched it to my own circle of relatives. She changed into a terrific toddler and had an exceptional heart, and he or she did now no longer need to be dealt with like that. And as it's but pretty evident, Nancy Grace could not appear to agree greater, in which she may be heard loud and clean that Shanquella changed into a sufferer of a pre-deliberate homicide and not anything much less than that. Take a glance first. This changed into pre-deliberate. Nancy, ought to I talk to that? Because I agree. I suppose he's in bed. And they arrive in with a video digital digicam with Mohammed Ali over there with inside the nook equipped to combat. That being stated, on the demonstration at Little Rock Game Science Church, photos from the rally discovered different girls comforting Shanquella's mom with inside the seats. The deceased girl's call can be visible in a silver helium balloon, alongside balloon pillars that have been crowned together along with her first initial. 2 greater balloons, plants an existence-length automobile. Portraits of Shanquella have been additionally present, and that is now no longer all activists, network leaders and different involved residents attended the gathering, ensuring that the help for Shanquella's own circle of relatives did not die down. One of her 4 former excessive faculty classmates of Shanquella, who is going with the aid of using the call Jonathan Doris, defined Shanquella as an in-demand cheerleader with an eager experience of style. As for the information he stated, proper earlier than she exceeded away, she operated a web florist and kids hair braiding commercial enterprise whilst concurrently pursuing her diploma at Winston-Salem State University. According to Doris, she changed into my non-public stylist. She chose to get dressed. She chose to get fresh. She changed into one named Fafa from me, always. I experience like we do not surely apprehend how little time we've got with the human beings we love. Life is fragile, fleeting, complicated, and confusing. We recognize all accurate matters come to an end, but we nevertheless have trouble processing them. I want this had in no way occurred to Quella. Honestly, it certain does make experience, Doris. As for the ones of you who are nevertheless ignorant of what precisely went down the night-time shift, Willa Robinson exceeded away. Here's what occurred. A collection of university classmates who have been journeying with Robinson, a hair braider and proprietor of a fantastic boutique, claim that she died from alcohol poisoning. However, in line with her own circle of relatives, they do not accept as true with their narrative, while a post-mortem file indicates she changed into harm earlier than she exceeded away, proving the suspicions of her own circle of relatives right. That being stated, Robinson went on holiday with a collection to Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. The ultimate time she spoke to her dad and mom changed into on October 28. Over the telecell smartphone, her father advised CNN, including that she changed into with pals from her time as a pupil at Winston-Salem State University. Robinson's mom has advised media stores that the name. Her daughter stated that the birthday celebration changed into taking part in a meal organized with the aid of using a personal chef. Robinson is stated to have interacted with pals whilst on the holiday, making preparations to move swimming, in line with motion pictures published online following her loss of life. However, in line with a police document received with the aid of using the Charlotte Observer, a health practitioner from the American Medical Center, a close-by hospital, changed into known as to the holiday domestic in which Robinson and her organization have been staying rapidly after 2:00 p.m. on October 29. But inside an Iowa, a health practitioner indicates up and in line with the file, Robinson has solid important signs, however, as consistent with her pals, changed into dehydrated nude and regarded to be intoxicated. Robinson's mom, on the alternative hand, were given a name pronouncing her daughter changed into unwell after some time following the request for scientific help, in line with her own circle of relatives, who has spoken to several media websites. Moving on, the police file states that Robinson has a seizure 1 hour after the health practitioner arrived, while a collection member additionally asked an ambulance at around 4:20 p.m. Robinson changed into reportedly stated to have had respiratory issues and her pulse commenced to gradual down earlier than preventing at 4:49 p.m. Though, the health practitioner and a chum commenced acting CPR whilst the police arrived on the scene at 5:25 and spoke with the physician. Similarly, in line with WSOC, the certificates does not point out alcohol intoxication and states that Robinson exceeded away inside 15 minutes of receiving her damage in a field, asking if Robinson's loss of life changed into accidental, intellectual or violent. The health worker has additionally checked. Yes, however, whether or not or now no longer the police can be capable of seize the actual abusers of Shanquella, most effective time will tell. That's involved in today. Don't overlook to love and subscribe. Goodbye.